First, a special report on the ambulance crews who are not just saving lives but also helping take the pressure off overstretched A&E departments. ITV News was invited to spend 48 hours on the front line with paramedics at South Central Ambulance Service, which covers Buckinghamshire, Oxfordshire, Berkshire and Hampshire. We saw how the medics are now assessing patients themselves to relieve delays at accident and emergency departments. They're also trying to keep people out of hospital wherever possible, to save the beds for those who need them the most. It's in response to a tough few months, as our health editor Emily Morgan now reports.
It has without a doubt been the worst winter ever for paramedics. It should be getting better for Chris and Taylor, or so the stats say. So we spent 48 hours with South Central Ambulance Service to see whether there really is calm after the storm.
Yep.
The first patient of the day is a suspected cardiac arrest. We got here within minutes.
Can you hear us?
It turns out not to be serious, so the team decide to keep the patient at home, but have to wait for the GP to call.
They're trying to get the doctor through to us. She said she's going to call as soon as she can.
Fine.
It says it shouldn't be long.
Yeah, said it shouldn't be long at all.
The GP agrees to visit later. Keeping patients out of hospital is now the paramedics' #1 priority. Delays at A&E throughout winter meant changes had to be made.
It was pretty relentless. We were going to jobs to jobs to jobs, like we are now.
Yeah. OK, let's go in. It's Derek, who's fallen at home. His legs gave way and needs help getting up.
Derek?
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened?
Within minutes, Annabelle arrives.
You thought I hadn't seen Annabelle for ages. I know what I'll do.
She's with the frailty service and knows Derek very well.
I think Derek's going to stay at home, so we will just carry on as we were with the plan of action. So and we'll keep a close eye on him whilst he's at home.
You're welcome.
It's community care like this that's helping to alleviate delays at A&E. In the past, Derek would have been loaded onto the ambulance and taken straight to hospital, but not today.
It means you can get back on the road.
Absolutely.
You know Derek is in safe hands.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I suppose that's how the system should work, right?
Should do. Should do.
It doesn't always.
It does, yeah, it does.
The next patient does need hospital treatment, and it becomes apparent why Chris and Taylor have been trying not to bring patients here.
This is what happens when the hospital begins to get full in the afternoon. Ambulances end up queuing outside, all with patients in the back who all need to get off and get into A&E, but they can't because it's full.
Staff are doing all they can to free up beds. This is how winter was, every single day.
So our usual number of beds is around about 28, but at the moment we've got about 45 beds open because we've needed extra escalation area.
But do you always open your escalation areas?
Throughout the winter, the majority of the time we have escalation areas open.
Consultant Sarah Noble is honest about the harms delays may have caused.
We know that for every 67 patients who are in the department, the emergency department, for more than 12 hours, one of those will come to harm. We know that 1.8 million people in 2022 were in the emergency department for more than 12 hours. So that equates to about 325 double-decker buses of people who may have come to harm. So yes, overcrowding causes harm.
It's frightening to hear, and why measures are now in place to try and avoid delays. The following day, Chris and Gareth are called to Benina's house.
We're just going to check your blood pressure and check your oxygen saturations. I'm going to have a listen to your chest. Is that all right?
Yeah. She doesn't want to go to hospital, but on this occasion needs to.
It sounds as though, given the history, that she might have sort of a residual pneumonia or chest. She certainly has got a chest infection, from what I can hear.
Yeah.
So we'll do the ECG to check her heart.
Yeah.
And then we'll make some phone calls.
Yeah.
Historically, we would take these sort of patients straight to ED, and that would be where the sort of treatment plan would start. However, given the new incentive we have in this area, we could hopefully speak to the medical team at the hospital and may be able to get us straight to the ward. which is obviously going to benefit her.
So she won't have to go to A&E, she can just go straight to the specialist ward that she
We're
needs.
going to try for that to be the case.
I think the hope is that you might bypass A&E and go straight to a ward. That's the hope.
Yeah, that's what they hope that's going to happen, and won't have to go to A&E.
Right, come on then.
No, because you can't... Oh, come down and see, you slobbing all over me.
Things didn't quite go to plan. Benina did have to go to A&E for assessment first.
Bless you. I wish you well.
But it wasn't long before she was on a ward. Back at base, Chris's boss told me how she helped dramatically change the way paramedics here work.
We set about developing formal agreements with those departments, both within the acute hospitals and in the community, so that we were able to refer those patients direct, so they didn't need to go to the GP for a referral, they didn't need to go to ED to be onward referred.
So in effect, paramedics are triaging the patient and referring the patient themselves.
Yes.
To kind of cut out A&E.
Absolutely.
And it's working.
Yes.
Chris, Taylor and Gareth are all now working differently. It hasn't solved the problem of delays, but it has at least helped. Emily Morgan, ITV News in Basingstoke.